Alright, it's time to talk about power. Not physical power, but the task manager. The task manager is going to give us the power to shut down applications that are unresponsive or just not functioning correctly. To gain access to our task manager, we can use the Windows and X key on your keyboard. You can use Control-Shift-Escape, Control-Alt-Delete, or you can just right-click on your taskbar and click Task Manager. Either way, it'll take you to the same place of Task Manager. Now, first off, it's like, this looks a very, very, very minimal, weak thing to use. Oh, it's not. There's nothing running right now on my computer regarding applications. So, for example, I can double-click and open Edge, and my Edge browser opens up, and it appears as an open app in Task Manager. I can click on my Microsoft Store icon on my taskbar, and when that opens up, it'll also appear in the Task Manager. I can right-click on any one of these items in my Task Manager, and I get options. I can try to end a task. I can even use the search online. Maybe there's something listed here in this Task Manager that's bothering you and you want to research it. You can go ahead and just click Research Online. It'll open up your default browser, toss in the query, and start searching that item. Now that's all fun and cool, but it's time to get more intricate into Task Manager. We're going to use the More Details item on the bottom left corner. In the first tab that we have here, it's called Processes. And in Processes, we can actually see the background processes running in our system. And when you find a background process, for example, this one like Cortana, I can expand it by clicking on the arrow to see its subprocesses. This allows you to see the resources that are being taken up. Now I'm going to expand my window here for my Task Manager, and we can see CPU utilization, RAM, hard disk, network, and even power utilization. Now, if I don't know what Cortana is, I can right-click on Cortana here as the subprocess, and again, I get options. I can either end the task by clicking End Task, I can go to Details, which is a whole other column that we see inside of here, or I can even do Search Online. And with Search Online, again, it loads up our default browser, and it's going to search that exact process of UI.exe for Cortana, and I get info on that process. Now, as we continue onwards, let's go take a look at Details. In the Details tab, we can take a look at all these different services and the executables that are displaying for our computer. By adjusting my screen here, we can even see RAM memory utilization as well as CPU. Now, on the far left side here, I can take a look at any one of these current processes that are running on my computer, such as Microsoft Photos.exe, and I can right-click on it. And again, if this is causing issues, I can kill the process. And by killing the process is going to stop it from executing on my machine at this exact moment. Maybe it's unresponsive. Maybe it's just as corrupted or failed. Now keep in mind, if you have any data currently being used by that process, it can be dangerous to kill it because you might lose any data you are working on. So be very careful. We have other options here to change the priority for our different processes and settings. It allows us to give more resources to an individual item running on the computer. On top of that, we can open up the file location of what directory on our machine that's actually stored at, or again, things such as searching online. Now, besides process and details, where we can easily end an application or process running in our computer, as well as see the resources it's taking up, we can get some info about our machine itself. For example, I can click on the Performance column, and in Performance, we can see our CPU, our RAM, which is memory, and our hard disk, which is our hard drive, as well as our network adapter, which here is Ethernet, and we can check out the utilization. Now, for CPU, this gives us a brief overview of what our system is doing regarding CPU utilization and info about your CPU as well. Same with RAM. We get brief overview of how much RAM we have and how much is currently committed and in use. Now, besides the performance area, we can go ahead and take a look at things like app history. And you could track the actual usage of the apps on your machine. Now, app history is commonly based off of the Microsoft Store applications, not every single application you've ever installed inside of your system. Besides that, we can go to the Startup column, and in Startup, we can actually control the applications that are booting along with your computer. These are the applications that are commonly found in something called a Startup directory or Startup folder. For example, Microsoft OneDrive is booting with my machine. If I don't want it to automatically start when my machine turns on, I can right-click on it right here, and I can go ahead and click Disable. And now, its status is disabled. Microsoft OneDrive will not load with my system. I can click on Users to see any users logged in, and I can actually log them off by using the Disconnect button. And I can go even to things like details and services to see all the services running in the background on my machine, some that are running now and some that are stopped that'll be executed at a later time, depending on when they're called upon by our system. We can go into any one of these items and right-click, and again, get options to take a look at either starting a service, stopping, or even restarting a service that might be problematic, whether it be networking services or something utilizing your background audio or BitLocker. So take your time and practice with the task manager on your system and get comfortable using it and using the power of controlling your processes and services with your machine. Take that time and become